You like gangs and gang fights? You also like cool dressed motherfuckers and cool fight scenes? Well, Tokyo Revengers got you covered. So let's check it out. With Tokyo Revengers anime coming out, I've seen a lot of hype around it, but I've also seen a lot of people slander the anime as well. And this is a result of some really unfavorable things happening to the anime, but I'm going to be talking about that later on. First of all, I want to tell you guys why you should be excited for Tokyo Revengers. What's up motherfuckers, it's your boy Irui, and today I wanted to shed some light on Tokyo Revengers situation, why is it getting some criticism, and also to tell you guys why you should be watching this series. So let's start. Tokyo Revengers is an anime about gangs, gang fights, and time travel. We follow the main character Takemichi Hanagaki, who is a 24-year-old man who happened to travel back in time when he was in middle school. Now his simp behavior starts acting up and he decides to save his old girlfriend Hinata Chibana. But things don't really go smoothly for him because he ends up having to fight the most ruthless gang in all of Tokyo, Tokyo Manji Gang. And sadly for our boy Takemichi, he's a little bit of a pussy if I do say so myself. Nah, for real, he cries like 3 times in every fucking episode. Because of this, he's met with a lot of troubles on his journey to save his girlfriend, but this adventure really ends up being a super enjoyable one. Now, let me tell you why you should be excited for the series from the viewpoint of a manga reader, but don't worry, there will be absolutely no spoilers from the manga. I'm just going to be talking about general stuff from the 9th episode of the anime and telling you guys what you should expect from the following arcs. First, I have to address the criticisms. A lot of people say that Tokyo Revengers is a slow-paced anime, and I have to agree somewhat. I also think that the first major thing that really shook up the series happened in episode 4 where Akun kills himself, and even after that the pace still doesn't pick up. But episode 9 really changed everything. Shit was absolute gas, stakes are through the roof and we are getting a lot of character development. Even though I agree with this point, I'm still gonna defend it because these 8 episodes of slow burn content definitely had its purpose. Just think about this, Tokyo Revengers is supposed to be half about time travel and half about cool gang shit and gang fights. Have you seen any gang fights or cool gang shit moments till now? And even if you got this action earlier, would you enjoy it? The story had to be built up for these characters before the author threw them in these cool gang fight situations. Because otherwise, we wouldn't be invested in their characters at all and frankly, we would just not care about them at all. A perfect example of this is what happened with God of High School. It was an anime with cool fight scenes but no real setup, so it just flopped. But now, we know a lot about these characters. We know about Mikey's and Draken's relationships with each other, we know what they stand for as a gang and as individuals as well. So scenes and fight is way more impactful now than it would have been if you had gotten this action from the first episode. That's why I think the pacing part is justified, but even without my explanation, you guys saw with the episode 9 that came out yesterday what Tokyo Revengers can bring to the table, so I don't even have to reason anymore to be honest. Now, finally, let me tell you why you should be excited for the upcoming arcs of Tokyo Revengers. Mainly, I want to talk about the characters because I feel like that's where the series truly shines. Yes, the upcoming arcs will deliver on all the cool fight scenes and cool moments, but it will also deliver on character development majorly. Every Manji member ends up having some sort of significance in the story, and all of the side characters get their own backstories, their motivations, their reasonings, and their goals, which is really amazing in my opinion. Don't even get me started on Mikey-kun. I'm convinced that in any other anime he would have been the main character. He got that black Air Force energy around him. All the girls already simp over him, but I'm sure when all is said and done, even guys will end up simping for him because of just how amazing his character is. For Takemichi, people will probably clown on him a lot. I mean, he does cry in like every 3 minutes, but I feel like his character is the underdog trope and the crybaby trope done right. He doesn't have any real power or charisma, but what he has is his iron heart and the sheer willpower to get things done no matter the cost. And this trait of his will only blossom and be embraced even more later on in the series. About the villain, I'm not gonna go super in depth on him because even though he already showed up in the series, his name hasn't even been dropped yet. I'm just gonna say this. In my opinion, even the villain in this show is likable. Because in many scenarios he's just like Takemichi, but yet he still manages so much, it's fucking crazy. You will see just what I'm talking about once his character gets flushed out more. Now, let's talk about the animation part and the controversy around Tokyo Revengers that I mentioned at the start of this video. As many of you guys know, Tokyo Revengers sadly had to be censored because some snowflakes on the internet thought that the Manji symbol, which by the way is a symbol of peace, looks a little bit like a swastika. And because of this reason only, the animation studio had to censor a lot of shit in the anime. Legit, the symbol was on their uniform. You can imagine how much stuff they had to cut. This fucking pointless change made Tokyo Revengers quality drop heavy and I'm so mad about that. But there is a solution for this. If you guys have access to the uncensored version, you can always check it out. Not dropping any names on where you can get this though. Go anime. It comes out a little bit later than the censored one, but in my opinion, it's worth giving a shot. The animation is way cleaner on that version. So what are you waiting for? Go watch Tokyo Revengers. See you in the next one, motherfucker!